Something about Jamie Fraser's fate was never meant to feel final. And this time, even history itself seems unsure if it told the truth. Because in episode 9, the war does not just take lives, it rewrites them. And Claire Fraser is about to make a decision that could either save the man she loves or erase him from time forever. The battle has not fully begun yet, but the air already feels like it is bleeding. Claire stands at a distance, watching Jamie Fraser prepare like he always does. Calm on the outside, but carrying the weight of a future she has already seen written down in Frank's book. A future that says Jamie Fraser dies here. But Claire no longer trusts the word history the way she once did, because history has already lied once. About faith. The memory of that truth still burns inside her. For years, she believed her daughter was lost forever, only to discover that life had simply taken a hidden path. That same impossible twist now whispers in her mind again. What if Jamie's death is also a mistake? Across the field, Jamie tightens his grip on his weapon. He does not look afraid. He never does. But Claire can see it now. Something has changed in him since he started believing Frank's book. Not fear, but awareness. As if he is no longer fighting just the enemy in front of him, but a destiny that has already been written. And that is what scares Claire the most, because once a man believes he is meant to die, he stops fighting the future. A sudden gust of wind cuts through the field. Distant cannon fire echoes like thunder from another world. Soldiers move like shadows, preparing for what is about to come. Claire takes one step forward, then stops. She remembers the exact line from Frank's writing. Not just that Jamie dies, but how it is described. A fallen battle, confusion, no body clearly recovered, a name recorded in history, but a life never truly witnessed in full. That detail never made sense to her before, but now it does. Because if no one truly sees Jamie's final moment, then maybe it never happened the way it was written. Her breath tightens. Somewhere deep inside her, something shifts. Not hope, not fear, something sharper. Decision. Claire begins moving through the edge of the field, staying low, staying unseen. She is not just a wife anymore watching history unfold. She is a doctor moving against it. Every step she takes is a quiet rebellion against a future that has already been decided for her. And in the distance, Jamie Fraser steps forward into the battle that history says will end him. But Claire is no longer ready to accept that ending. The first shot does not sound like war at first. It sounds like the sky cracking open. And then everything explodes into motion. Soldiers rush forward, smoke spreads across the field, and the world that once felt structured suddenly turns into chaos without direction. Claire pushes through the edge of it, keeping low, her heart pounding so hard it feels like it is trying to escape her chest. Every instinct in her tells her to turn back, to stay safe, to let history take its course. But Claire knows something now that she cannot unknow. History is not a force. It is a story told by survivors, and Jamie Fraser has not survived yet. Across the field, Jamie leads his men forward with the same dangerous calm he always carries into battle. He moves like a man who has already accepted what is coming, but still refuses to surrender to it. Around him, the air is breaking apart with gunfire and screams, but his focus does not shift, not even once. Claire sees him through the smoke, and for a second, everything slows inside her mind. The world becomes only him, the man she crossed centuries for, the man history says will fall here. But something feels wrong about the way he is moving. Not physically wrong, but spiritually, as if he is stepping into a role already written for him, not a future he believes he can change. And that is exactly what terrifies her. Because Frank's book did not just describe Jamie's death, it described certainty. No hesitation, no escape, no alternate version of events. But Claire has already learned one truth about time. It bends when love refuses to obey it. A cannon fires somewhere to her left. The ground shakes under her feet. Soldiers collapse into smoke and confusion, and Claire is forced to stop moving for a moment, pressed against broken terrain as the battle swallows everything around her. Then she sees it. Jamie moves deeper into the chaos than anyone else, not retreating, not slowing, as if he is being pulled toward a point in the field that only he can reach. And in that moment, Claire understands something she did not expect. This is not just a battle. It is a line being drawn through time itself. If Jamie crosses it, history will record his death exactly as written. But if he never reaches it, everything changes. Claire forces herself forward again, ignoring the smoke burning her throat. Her medical instinct screams at her to think, to plan, to prepare. But there is no preparation for this. No surgery, no treatment, no logic that can fully explain what she is trying to do. She is trying to interrupt fate, and fate does not like being interrupted. Another explosion hits closer this time. The shockwave throws her sideways. For a moment, she loses sight of Jamie completely. Panic rises in her chest like fire. She pushes herself up immediately, scanning through the smoke, refusing to accept that she could lose him in a moment like this. Then she sees him again, but now he is closer to the center of the battlefield, closer to the place where history says everything ends. And Claire realizes something even worse. Jamie is not just fighting the enemy. He is unknowingly walking into the exact moment written for his death, and she is running out of time to stop it. The battlefield has no mercy left now. It has stopped pretending to be anything but destruction. Smoke thickens the air until even sound feels distant, like the world is being heard from underwater. Claire pushes forward anyway, her vision breaking through flashes of fire and movement. Every step is harder now, not because of distance, but because of what she is about to witness. Jamie Fraser is still moving at the center of it all. And now, Claire sees it clearly. He is being drawn into a tightening circle of chaos, as if the battle itself is closing around him like a trap that was always waiting for him specifically. His men try to follow, but the space around him becomes unstable, fractured by explosions and sudden shifts in movement. And then it happens. A sudden break in formation. A gap opens. Not naturally, not randomly. Claire's stomach drops. It is too precise, too perfect. Like the battlefield itself has created a space for history to happen. Jamie steps into it without hesitation. Claire feels something inside her scream before her voice even forms. She tries to run faster, but the ground is uneven, collapsing under debris and smoke. Her vision shakes as she pushes forward, refusing to lose him now, not here, not like this. Jamie raises his weapon, turning toward an unseen enemy just beyond the smoke line. And Claire sees the moment before it happens. A flash of movement, a shot fired from somewhere she cannot even trace. Time does something strange then. It slows, not for everyone, but for her. She sees Jamie react. Not fall yet, just stop. A fraction of silence that does not belong in war. His body stiffens as if the air itself has changed its weight. Claire's breath disappears. No, she whispers, but the sound is swallowed instantly. Jamie takes one step backward, then another, and then his strength breaks. He falls. Not dramatically, not cleanly, but in a way that feels wrong to witness. Like something essential inside him has been suddenly cut away from the world. The battlefield does not pause for him. It continues screaming, moving, burning, but Claire stops completely. Her mind refuses the image in front of her. Jamie Fraser is on the ground, and history, somewhere far beyond this moment, is already beginning to write him as dead. Claire forces herself forward again, breaking through the final stretch between them. Soldiers pass her without noticing. Smoke hides her completely. The world becomes narrow, reduced to one point only. Him. When she finally reaches him, she drops to her knees instantly. Her hands are already moving before she thinks. Years of training take over instinctively. She checks his breathing, his pulse, his wounds. Her fingers shake, but her mind is sharp in a way that only crisis can sharpen it. He is alive. Barely. But alive. And that changes everything. Because this is not the death Frank wrote about. This is something else. Something unfinished. Something history did not fully see. Claire presses her hand against his chest, trying to steady what is slipping away. Her eyes lift briefly to the battlefield around them, as if expecting reality itself to correct what she has just done. But nothing changes. The war continues. The world does not stop. And in that silence between chaos, Claire understands the terrifying truth. Jamie Fraser has not been taken by history yet. The world around Claire feels like it has lost its shape. War continues in every direction, but none of it matters anymore. Sound becomes distant, almost unreal, like she is standing inside a memory rather than a battlefield. All that exists now is Jamie Fraser lying in her hands, his breath shallow, his body fighting to stay in this world by only a thread. Claire does not think anymore. She acts. Her hands press firmly, checking what is broken, what is bleeding, what can still be saved. Every movement is precise, controlled, but inside her something is breaking apart. Because this is not just an injury. This is the moment Frank's book warned her about. And yet, it does not match. The details are wrong. The certainty is gone. Jamie's fate is no longer fixed. It is slipping, changing, refusing to stay inside the shape history gave it. Claire looks down at him, and for the first time since the battle began, she allows herself to feel something dangerous. Hope. But hope is fragile in war. Another explosion shakes the ground nearby. The force makes Claire flinch, but she does not move away from Jamie. She cannot, not even for a second. If she loses focus now, she loses him completely. She tears fabric, applies pressure, works with whatever she has left. Her medical knowledge takes over like instinct, but there is no hospital here, no clean space, no certainty. Only chaos and time running out faster than she can fight it. Jamie stirs slightly. A weak movement, almost nothing. But Claire notices immediately. "Jamie," she breathes, her voice barely surviving the noise around them. His eyes do not open fully, but there is awareness there. Faint, distant, like he is trapped between two worlds and cannot decide which one is real. And Claire realizes something terrifying again. He is not fully here. Not fully gone either. Caught in between. Like history has not finished deciding what he is supposed to be. She leans closer, her voice low but urgent. "You are not going to die here. Not like this. Not the way it says." She does not know if he can hear her, but she says it anyway, because speaking it is the only way she can fight it. Around them, the battle begins to shift. Movements grow more chaotic, less structured. It is as if even the war is losing track of what is happening at its center. And that center is Jamie Fraser. Claire notices something else now. The place where he fell is not being properly witnessed. Soldiers are moving past it. Smoke hides visibility. Command is shifting away. No one is stopping to confirm anything clearly. Just like Frank's book described. Confusion, uncertainty, no direct confirmation of death. Claire's hands tighten slightly. This is it. This is the crack. Not in fate itself, but in perception. Because history does not always record truth. It records what can be seen. And what cannot be confirmed becomes legend, assumption, or mistake. Claire forces herself to act faster. She adjusts Jamie's position carefully, stabilizing him enough to move if needed. Every second matters now. Not just for survival, but for what the world will believe happened here. Jamie's breathing changes again, slightly stronger this time. A fragile return, like life refusing to let go completely. Claire's eyes lift once more toward the battlefield. This is not about changing everything. It never was. It is about surviving the space between what is seen and what is true. And in that space, Claire Fraser begins to understand the most dangerous truth of all. She is no longer just saving Jamie Fraser. She is rewriting what the world will believe about his ending. The battlefield is no longer just chaos. It is dissolving into memory. Smoke thickens so heavily that even shapes begin to disappear, and the war that once roared like a living force now feels scattered, unfinished, as if it is losing interest in itself. Claire stays close to Jamie, refusing to move him too soon, refusing to risk anything that might pull him further away from life. But she knows time is not waiting. It never does. Jamie's breathing is still fragile, but it is no longer silent. There is rhythm again, weak but present, like a flame refusing to die even in the strongest wind. Claire watches it carefully, as if even hope must be measured in this place. Her mind is sharp now in a way that feels almost unnatural, because she understands something deeper than medicine at this point. This is not only survival. This is history being forced to make a mistake. She glances around through the smoke. Soldiers move past without stopping. Orders are shouted but not followed clearly. The battlefield is breaking into fragments, and no single perspective is holding everything together. That is the opening. That is the flaw in fate. Claire shifts slightly, shielding Jamie's body from view as best as she can. Not hiding him in fear, but shaping what can be seen. Because she knows now that what matters is not just what happens, it is what is witnessed. Jamie suddenly exhales more sharply, a weak but real sign of return. His fingers move slightly against the ground, not strong enough to fight, but strong enough to exist again. Claire leans in immediately. "Stay with me," she whispers, her voice steady but intense. "You are not leaving here. Not now. Not like this." His eyes flutter faintly. Not open, but aware. And that is enough to change everything inside her. Because the version of history that Frank wrote did not include awareness. It included finality, silence, certainty. But there is nothing certain about this moment anymore. A distant call echoes across the battlefield, orders shifting, retreat beginning somewhere far away. The structure of war is collapsing into scattered movement. And in that collapse, Claire understands her final chance. If Jamie is moved now, if he disappears into the confusion, if no one confirms what truly happened here, then history will fill the gap the only way it knows how, with assumption, with incomplete truth, with a death that was never fully witnessed. Claire carefully adjusts him, preparing for movement. Every motion is deliberate, controlled, protecting the fragile line between life and loss. Her hands shake only once, when she realizes how close she came to losing him completely. But she did not. Not yet. Jamie is still here, still breathing, still fighting without even knowing it. And then Claire feels it. That strange shift again. Not in the world, but in her understanding of it. This is not a miracle. This is not fate being rewritten in one dramatic moment. It is something far smaller and far more powerful. A gap in observation, a fracture in certainty, a place where history cannot see clearly enough to be absolute. And in that place, Claire Fraser makes her choice. She will not stop the war. She will not change the outcome of the battle, but she will do something far more dangerous. She will make sure Jamie Fraser does not become a clear ending in anyone's story. As smoke swallows the battlefield once more, Claire pulls him closer, preparing to disappear into the chaos, not as a woman saving a legend, but as the one person who knows that history is strongest when it is unchallenged. And right now, history is blind.